draw my blood to have my vitamin D level checked. And my vitamin D level was a 17 in March, right? Remember, Pastor Dale? It was a 17. Guess what my vitamin D level is now?
I don't know, but I'm expecting it to be higher than 17.
I was so excited when I saw it. I'm like, wow, this is incredible. My vitamin D level is now 58.8. Oh, yeah. Yes. 58.8. Wow is what I said. I mean, I was just flabbergasted. Can you imagine? I was just flabbergasted. I'm not going to take the whole call, but I just wanted to share with you guys the vitamin D.
Wow. That's some great information. Oh, my God. You make me want to get mine checked. You know, mine was low. Make me go get mine checked. But, wow, 58, you said?
58.8. From 17,
wow.
which was 17 in March, it was 17, and I called the office just this morning, and they said, yes, your vitamin D level is 58.8 within normal range.
Wow. Well, that's great news, and we shouldn't really rush by that because, if you think about what your vitamin level was, vitamin D level was when you first started at 17.
Yes.
You also know what your health conditions was too.
Yes.
At 17.
Yes. Yes.
And now that you have a 58, and you now know what your health conditions are as well, and you haven't done anything different between besides the vitamin D3 and the B12. That's a significant change in your health situation just by taking the vitamin D. That's a huge story to tell, because people just need to know that if you got a vitamin D level of 20 or below or 30 or below, think about how radically your situation, your circumstances can change just by taking vitamin D. I mean, that's a major story. It really is. And, wow, great news. That's great news.
Wonderful news. I'm excited. I feel the difference. I know there's a difference. And you're right. The only thing that I've done since March and now was take the vitamin D spray. That is the only thing that I have done different. Then my doctor tried to treat it a couple of years ago and could never get it in normal range. And they've been working with me for years, but now I am within normal range. So, glory to God. And vitamin spray. So thank you all. Now, with that being said, we have a phenomenal lady on the call with us today. This woman is just a powerhouse. She's a powerhouse of knowledge. She's a powerhouse of love and affection. She's a powerhouse of technology. And she's a powerhouse of encouragement and team building. And I'm so glad, Pastor Gunn, that we met this young lady when we was in California just a few weeks ago. And to hear her speak and the way she opens up the room and presents the TTP, I'm telling you, if you all in her area, and her and Rose are doing the TTP, you all need to be in that place with your guests. There's no way in the world your team is not going to win if you're in a room with these two ladies, with this lady Spirit come on the phone, and Rose, if you're in the room with them doing the TTP and your guests, I guarantee all of your guests will be a part of their growing team there in California. So I want to welcome to the call our friend, Miss Nikisha Bond. Nikisha, are you there, lady? Yes, I'm here. Well, welcome, Miss Nikisha. How are you doing, and how have things been going since the big event?
Oh, man, things are just moving. Everybody is so excited out here. First of all, thank you for that amazing welcome. My husband just looked over at me. He's like, what are you talking about? So thank you so much for that.
Well, I mean every word of it, Nikisha. You and your husband, Michael, are phenomenal people.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're doing great out here. We're really excited. We have the TTPs on Wednesday, if you have any guests out here in the Southern California area. And then on Saturday, we're going to be doing a Super Saturday training at the same location. We're going to try it in the evening time, see how that works. But I'm very, very excited about that. We're trying to train up some 10 stars out here in the Southern California area.
Oh, that's exciting. Now, that team training, is that open for anyone who wants to participate?
Absolutely. We're looking for people to come down, even if they have guests who are on the fence, especially those guests who feel like, I don't know if this is something I can do. This would be a great opportunity for them to come out and really learn about network marketing. Rose has been in the industry for many, many, many years. I've done lots of studying in the industry. I haven't been there as long as she has, but, I've had a lot of good success in my early days. So it's going to be a great time. And we're also going to do some role playing, which is something I know people are really interested in learning about, is how do I talk to people.
That's a good point. Role playing is excellent. So, Nikisha, what I want you to do is speak to the ones who are saying, I really love the vitamin sprays, I love the product, but how do I grow a team? What do I say? I mean, what do I say? How do I do a three-way call? How do I get people to a meeting? How do I invite people? Speak to that person that really wants to run with this, but really has never done before and don't know the first steps to take.
Sure. Okay, thank you. You know what? One of the things that I have to say before I go into an actual how-to is the psychology behind why we don't. And so, I was studying about that because I myself, people have a hard time believing this, had a really hard time just going up to people that I didn't know and trying to strike up a conversation when there really wasn't a conversation there. And it's because we're always taught, don't talk to strangers, only speak when spoken to. So it's not really in our nature. It is for some people, but a lot of people it's a learned activity to figure out how to go out there and talk to people when that person wasn't necessarily looking for you to talk to. Now that person inside, once you tell them this information, either about the vitamin sprays or the opportunity, they're going to be grateful that you did. And even if they're not interested, they're not going to think any more about you when you walk away. And so a lot of our fear that we build up is all in our minds. It's not really there. I think it's false evidence appearing real. It's not really there. There's nothing that you could say to a prospect where they're just going to go home and talk about you and put you on Facebook. I can promise you that no matter what you say, whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing, they're going to go on about your day, because you think of how many times people have asked you about things that you might be interested in, and you give them a polite no thank you, and you'll move on. So that fear is not really there. But I did have a mentor of mine who gave me a really great technique of how to talk to people. And so I'm going to go ahead and share that with you. So I hope you guys have pen and paper and you guys are writing this down. And that technique is actually very, very simple. It's 4 letters, which we call FORM, FORM. The S stands for family. The O stands for occupation. The R stands for recreation. And the M stands for money. These are 4 areas that are pretty safe conversation starters for anybody that you're talking with. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys an example of each one of these. So let's talk about family. I was at a Red Lobster with my husband. We go out on date night every Friday, which is very exciting. And we had a waitress who was there who was very, very nice to us. And before we left, I asked her, she kept her options open for any money-making opportunities. Because I saw that she was tired and she just, she looked like she was pushed around. She was like, oh, is that network marketing? She's like, I've literally tried every network marketing company out there. And I know a lot of people don't like it when people say that, but I love it when people say that they have tried network marketing and they failed and poo-poo on network marketing, because I know that we have something different. So, I just started engaging in that conversation, saying, oh, well, what companies did you try? And so she's telling me, and she's trying to think of them all. And I said, what, network marketing, it's not for everybody, I said, but I really love this company. It's so different. I said, and these vitamin sprays, and I whipped them out of my purse. And all of a sudden, her demeanor changed, because she was like, I've never seen vitamin sprays before. This is so interesting. So then we started talking about the sprays. We started talking about D3. Found out that she had 4 kids. I have 4 kids, so we kind of related on that level. And I just started asking her questions about her life. Now, there's some people you'll ask questions to and they won't be open, and that's probably not a business partner that's, ready for you right now. But there's a lot of people that if you just start asking them questions, they're really interested in the answers and trying to relate on that family level, on that maybe a recreation level, maybe an occupation level, or a money level, you will find some of those connections. So after that, we exchanged phone numbers. I even let her try some of the D3 spray, and I called her up, and I invited her out to our Wednesday TTP. And so it seems like it's really difficult, but she was really glad that I took the time to tell her about D3. She had never heard of it. No one ever asked to check her levels. She was breastfeeding. I told her, it's really good for the baby if, they get some D3. So that's one way. So that's family. The other one is occupation. A lot of times you can just ask people what they do. And when you ask people what they do, they tend to tell you, because that's normally like, what's your name and what do you do? Those are very normal questions. And you can tell when people are telling you about their occupation, whether it's something they really, really enjoy to do, whether it's something that they hate to do, or whether it's something that just kind of, I don't know. And then you can just ask more questions. Well, what would you love to do? Wow, I'd really love to do this. And start to find out about people's dreams and things that they're interested in. So that's one way you can do for occupation. A lot of times you're at an occupation when you see someone, and so you can say, hey, how do you like working here? And some people will say, I hate it. That's a perfect person to say, hey, well, if you're ever interested in changing your situation, I've got this great opportunity that I'd love to tell you about. Oh, really? Yeah, sure. Then you go ahead and send them to the website. Use the tools that are available to you. And then, make sure that you get a phone number and say, I'll follow up with you. And then that's your opportunity to go and invite them. And remember, you're probably going to have to give your prospect 6 to 8 exposures before they're ready to join your business, or before they're ready to even come out to see your information, come out to a TTP, even watch the video that you want them to see, or go to your website and learn some more information, probably 6 to 8 times statistically speaking. So your goal is, once you make that initial contact, once you've gotten their information, is to continue to follow up in a very polite, positive manner, develop that relationship, learn more about them so that you have things to talk to them, so it becomes a really genuine relationship. So that's kind of the occupation portion. Then when you go to recreation, when you find people who may be disgruntled about their job, but maybe they weren't really open about talking about it, the next thing is recreation. You can always ask people, well, hey, if you didn't work, what would you love to do all day long? Oh, I'd love to fish. Oh, I'd love to go and play with my kids. Or, man, I have this hobby that I'd love to do. And you can start to explain to people how network marketing has been a vehicle for you to do what you want to do, to get to the goals that you want to get to. So I know that this isn't really a recreation one, it's kind of a family one, but one of my business partners, she has a baby, and her parents watch them, and they want to have another baby, but her parents, they're a little bit older, and they don't necessarily want to watch 2 little kids, and so she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, and so her driving force is to be a stay-at-home mom, and so if you asked her what she really wanted to do, it would be to be a stay-at-home mom. That's her why, because all of these questions are really getting at the why this would be a good vehicle for someone to use to get to where they want to go. And so that's what's really, really exciting when you're out there talking to people. You're not just out there for your own interest. You're out there to really find out about people. You're out there to find out what people are lacking in their lives, and you're here to give them some type of a solution, whether it's for their health, whether it's for their finances, or whether it's for money, finances, money. You'll hear people all the time say, I'm broke, and I'd like to not be broke. And that's really, really easy to say, hey, well, I've got this great opportunity. And let's say that right now you're listening to me, you're like, well, you know what, but this hasn't been a great opportunity for me. I'm in it, I love it, and I really want to succeed, but I don't really have a story to tell anybody. You can use anybody's story. You can use Chrissy's story. You can use Memo's story about winning the car. You can use your sponsor's story. And if your sponsor doesn't have a story, use their sponsor's story. It's all about sharing the stories with people, because, you have to get outside of your comfort zone. And if you feel comfortable working your business, then you're not really working your business. You should be uncomfortable working your business because you're growing. I know I didn't say this in the beginning, but me and my husband, we own a synthetic turf company. And when we first started, it was all about pulling people into us. We were only really looking for people who were looking for us, which, if you've ever thought about it, how often are you really looking for synthetic grass? It's not really that often. But most of the people who came to us in the environments that we were in were already people who were interested. Now, with network marketing, you're actually going out there and trying to find people who didn't know that this was something that they would be interested in. Because if you take a person like me, I didn't know that I would be interested in network marketing. And it wasn't until I really understood what network marketing was, it wasn't until I understood that it was a way of moving product through the marketplace, and you get to be an independent business owner while you do it, that I started to really love and learn about the industry. So I would say, if you don't know about the industry, start doing some research. There's some really great books out there. If you guys want, I can, if you guys want to contact me, I can let you know of some books that I read that have really helped to change me and my business. Listen to tapes out there. Listen to this call. Contact one of your sponsors and say, hey, give me some tips and ideas of what you do and how you do it. But the most important thing, and I'll leave you with this, and I'll start to wrap it up, is to do something. we so often continue to look for the next training, we look for the next book, we look for the next whatever that's going to make us feel comfortable doing it. But you're just not going to get comfortable until you start doing it, because it's, for most of us, it's probably not a part of our nature. And you just have to go out there and continue to do it till it becomes comfortable. And it won't become comfortable. But I can tell you to challenge yourselves right now that if you're saying my organization isn't growing, how many people do you talk to every day? Not talk to about your business, but just talk to in general and just strike up a conversation with them. I would say that if you're not talking to 5 to 10 people a day, this is just my own personal opinion, I don't have any data to back this, but if you're not talking to 5 to 10 people a day, you're not really working your business. And I'm not saying every single conversation has to be a pitch for your opportunity, but I'm just saying talking to people, getting to know people to see if this would be a right fit for them, the vitamin sprays, or if they would be a right fit for you and your business and this opportunity. And so I really challenge yourselves to not just think about working your business, but to actually go out there and work your business. So write down the names of the people that you're going to contact people, to really get out there, put yourself out there, talk to people. Because I can guarantee you, no matter who you talk to today, and no matter what you say, once you leave, they probably won't think anything more of you. Whether, they were interested or whether they're not interested, they'll probably just go on about their day because people are busy, and that just tends to be how it is. So there's really no loss for you if you go out there and just talk to people using the form, family, occupation, recreation, and money to just try and strike up conversations, standing in line, at the drive-thru. Ask people if they're open to new opportunities. If they say they don't feel well, say, oh, well, I've been telling these vitamin sprays. Use Pastor Denise's amazing testimony about her D3 levels in just, 5 short months to be raised that high. And people who have been on supplements for years don't even have those type of results. So you have all the tools that you need to be successful. So I just encourage everyone to go out there and do it. There's really nothing there. There's no fear there. The fear is all just imagined. It's not real. So I know I've taken up a lot of time because I can go on for hours and hours and hours. But, yes, please go out there, use FORM, FORM, and go out there and grow your business.
Wow. Pastor Jill, I know you have something to say. You got to say before I get started. Because that right there was powerful. Powerful in such a short period of time. Pastor Jill, do you have anything you want to say to Nikisha before I open up?
I tell you, my goodness.
Yeah.
She laid that thing out, didn't she? But I tell you, Nikisha said a number of great things, but one thing I want to capitalize on what she said is, you really have to do something every day to build your business. Yeah. You have to talk about business. You have to get used to talking to people, and you were talking about basic conversation. We're not talking about just always just introducing your business to every person you see. Hey, have you heard about 10? Hey, have you heard about this? I mean, it's normally about creating relationships. And my wife and I, as we're out moving around, we're talking to people all the time, and we may not even mention our business or anything to anybody, to the person. We just may be striking up a conversation, find out what they do, and, find out just general conversations and say, hey, I'd love to continue the conversation sometime. You mind if I get your number or your email? And sometimes I won't even present the business or the product to somebody for, weeks, because I'm just shooting back and forth with them and chatting with them or whatever the case may be, just trying to gauge how open they are to it, But again, it's all about putting people, I always call it putting people in the queue, getting people always in the queue. We always have people in the queue that we can go to and say, okay, let's start following up and leading this person to a business opportunity meeting. But should always be your conversation throughout the day, just connecting with people, talking to people about what they do, things of that nature. You're putting them in your queue so that, you'll have always your queue filled with people that you can go back to and introduce to the business at a later time as well. So sometimes it may not be the right time, and in your conversation, you kind of know if it's the right time and not the right time to talk about the product or talk about the opportunity, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes you guys are in a place where they can't really focus on what you're saying, but you guys are just kind of having a conversation. Put them in the queue so you can go back and focus later. So I'm really excited about what she said about continue always talk to people, build your business, share the opportunity.
Can I just say one more thing? And I promise it won't be long. You can even have a conversation starter that's as easy as, hi, how are you today? I found that when you say, hi, how are you today, people just start to spill their guts. I mean, it's amazing to me. I haven't said anything but, hey, how's it going? And they, oh, da-da-da-da-da, and they just go on, and I just start encouraging that conversation. So, even if you don't know what to say and you don't, really understand form and you don't know how to bring that up, just start saying hi to people. And, hey, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. How are you doing? You know what? I'm doing really great today. I am so excited today. It's a really great day. They'll ask you questions. You'll ask them questions. So just something as simple as, hi, how are you doing, is a very good opening conversation starter.
Nikisha, give the form definition again for the people who came on a little late. Give them the form definition again that you gave earlier.
Sure. So I just remember it as form. So the first S is for family, talking about people's family, relating them to your family. The next one is occupation. What do you do for a living? Do you like what you do for a living? So you're talking about what people do for a living. Then the other one is recreation. That one's really, really fun. It's finding out, well, what would you like to do if you were able to do anything? I'd love to go fishing, or, I'd love to just retire. I'd love to travel all over the world. I'd love to do all of these other kind of things, because that's a great way to get to someone's why. Because that's really what you're doing, is once you get to someone's why, you'll start to see whether or not this is going to be a real business opportunity for them, that they might really appreciate you accelerating them getting to their why. And the last one is money. I can't tell you how many people have said, man, I'm just struggling. Things are just hard. And, knowing that those are the people that you just want to invite out to the opportunity, that you want to give them your card, that you want to follow up with them. Some of them have more success than others, but the last one is money. And people usually are very open, which I'm always surprised by, because it's just not my nature, but I'm always very surprised that people are open to talk about any of those four things. So it's family, occupation, recreation, and money.
And that's actually correct, because my wife and I were doing some business yesterday, and she brought this guy out of the hospital when she was talking to him, and she brought him out to me to talk to, and his only thing was, his name is Houston. He's got a bachelor's degree, and he said, listen, I just want to know, can I make enough money to pay off my car? He said, I just bought a car, and he says, this payment every month is killing me. He said, can I make enough money to pay my car off? And I just laughed. So you're absolutely right. People sometimes just, you may think they want, Hawaii trips and all this other, a lot of times people just want enough money to pay off something, and an obligation that they have. So you're absolutely right. Back to you, Denise.
Another thing, Pastor Dale, they say, statistically speaking, that people are about $500 away a month from bankruptcy. An additional $500 a month would keep somebody out of bankruptcy. So, a lot of people aren't looking to make millions of dollars, not looking to be a 10-star. They're really just trying to get away from living paycheck to paycheck. They're really just trying to have a little cushion, to have a little savings for the next, to go on like a little bitty vacation, but really maybe just to avoid bankruptcy or pay off their car or something. Sometimes people's needs are not as big as we think they are. And this is a great opportunity, because the comp plan is easy. The products are just amazing, and they're working for people, and there's stories every single day about them. And so you're presenting something to somebody that they probably have never heard before. When I talked to the lady at Red Lobster, she had never heard of a compensation plan that was a binary, these spray vitamins that you just spray in your mouth, or D3 at all. So you're always presenting something new, so it's not the next network marketing plan that people have tried out there. It's actually something that's completely different, and I've looked. So, I know, and I come from a family of network marketers, so I knew, and I looked, and I know that this is the next best thing since sliced bread. And I'll stop now, because it's 8:30.
Wow. Great call. I'm loving everything. I'm over here just grinning from ear to ear. This was so empowering. I know Nikisha and Pastor Doug, everyone that has tuned in, had to have walked away from something that Nikisha shared today. But I want to ask you something. Sometimes we have to stop and self-examine ourselves. Listen to the recipe that was given, the same recipe that's given every time you attend a big event, every time you read a book on success, every time you hear a word of empowerment, you continue to hear these main ingredients. Write down your vision. Write down your goal. Write down the names of the people that you want to share with. Write it down. There's something powerful about writing things down. Nikisha, you said that. Write down the names of the people that you want to speak with. Mel Gill says, talk to everybody. That's what he told Memo. Memo got that brand new BMW because Mel Gill told Memo, Memo, just talk to everyone. Speak to everyone that you know. Amy Gill says share. Share, share, share. The best thing she can tell you to do in this business is share. And then Pastor Dale says do something every day for your business. Do something in your business every day to get the great success that you are aiming for, and stay focused on it. Nikisha, this was very empowering, and you got a last-minute notice to be on this call, and you blocked so much. I have so many notes here, and I see this every time, but I do. I have so many notes here. I love when you said that, you know, when we speak with people, the first thing they say is, I've tried every network marketing company that's out there. We hear that all right, right? I've tried network marketing. I've tried everything out there. But let me remind you, Pastor Del Wafer said those same words to me 3 years ago when I introduced my video talk to him. He said, I've tried every network marketing. There's nothing you can teach me. I've tried it all. Now, what would have happened if I took him up on those words? Right, Pastor Del? Weren't those exact same words you spoke to me about 3 years ago?
Absolutely. There's nothing about network marketing you can tell me. I know it all.
That's what he said. But he is here today, growing strong, building a team, encouraging people around the world, and changing people's lives. And that's what it's about. And I love it, Nikisha, when you said network marketing makes you go out there and find the people instead of you sitting in your comfort zone waiting for the people to come to find you. Now, that right there, I'm going to get a T-shirt for. It makes you get out there. Oh, yes, I am. It makes you get outside of your borders. Get out your comfort zone. Get up off your butt. Go out there and look for those people that are dying, that are starving, that are in pain, that are in need, that need help, that are broke, busted, and disgusted. They're all around you. Go out there and find them, because guess what? They don't even know where to begin to look for you. So, Nikisha, thank you, girl. That was so empowering. Love it. Sherry, I'm so glad you recorded this call, because I want to listen to it over and over and over again. Nikisha, you said you're going to be doing some team training this Saturday. Guys, you got a taste of what some of that training is going to be. And I think, are you going to broadcast it live so those that are around the globe could tune in?
Absolutely. And Terry, I hope you're on the line still, because I'm going to need your help with that. We want to make sure that we broadcast that live for you guys so you can see it, especially the role playing, just to see some different examples of people who are a little bit more open to the opportunity, people who are not, and just how you kind of handle that. And like Pastor Dale was saying, you don't have to pitch the opportunity to everybody you talk to. I don't think that's a good idea anyway, because you'll find that nice technique that works for you. You'll be able to read people a lot more, just the more that you talk to people. So I want everyone to do something for me. If you guys are taking notes, I want you right now to write down the first 5 to 10 people that you have in your head right now that you've either been too scared to talk to or just haven't had the courage to talk to. I want you to write their names down. Go ahead, write them down. If you're not writing them down, then I want you to self-examine why you're not writing them down, but write them down. And today I want you to call people. Usually when you get off of a call that's motivational, that's exciting, the first thing you should do is take that energy out to the people that you want to talk to. And go out there and just talk to people, put yourself out there. And if people aren't interested, that's okay. It's okay. I can't tell you. Think about it as a store. How many stores do you walk past that you don't go inside? If the store owner doesn't cry every time you don't walk by, it's okay. It's a business. It's not personal. It's a business. They're not turning you down as a person. They're turning the opportunity down because it might not be right for them at this time. And it's all about timing. And we were fortunate enough and blessed enough to get into this opportunity at the right time. But other people, they might not be at that place, When economies are down, network marketing is a great opportunity because people are desperate. When economies are up, network marketing is a great opportunity because it's a great investment. But you know what? When economy is stagnant like this and people are just kind of complacent, it's a little bit harder and you have to get a little bit better. And so that's where talking to people and just continuing to give exposure after exposure, build relationship after build relationship, and then you'll find that perfect entrance and they'll be ready and you'll be ready. And when they come in, they'll be a thriving business partner rather than someone who just signs up and then goes dormant, which isn't helpful for anybody. So I'm sorry. There I go again. Okay. I'll go ahead and let you wrap up the call. That's it to me. Sometimes you just got to put a cork in me.
It's all, Nikisha, like I said again, I've been empowered. I know everyone else on the call has been empowered. And we thank you, and we just look forward to having more calls with you as we continue to grow the family and Team Up International, because I tell you what, guys, this family is just going to continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. And that's how we're doing around the globe. We are just growing in numbers. We're bringing the world closer together using our technology tools. We're enhancing the health of people with our vitamin sprays, and we are changing people's lives with our compensation plans. So thank you all for being here today. Ooh, it's been powerful. Please be back tomorrow. We'll have another powerful leader on the call at 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Nikisha, let me ask you off the top of your head. Do you have a quote that you could end the call with for today?
I'm sorry, one more time?
Do you have a quote that you could end the call with for today? Well, quote. Do you have a quote? We always end our call with a quote for today.
I was thinking of a quote, and I didn't write one down. I read one today. But I have a quote, but it's not related to network marketing, but I really like it. It's by Mark Twain. It says, "Never argue with a fool because onlookers can't tell the difference." So that's the only quote that comes to my mind right now.
Hey, it must be the one for today. Never argue with a fool. That's a good advice. That's good advice. But family, I know you have heard something today that has moved you from fact to faith to action. Go out there and make it happen. Please don't forget, keep in mind November the 9th and 10th, the Las Vegas event. That's going to be a big event. And keep in mind the Super East Coast Regional Conference. The tentative schedule for September 28th. We're going to bring it to you and make it happen. Thank you again for being here on the call, Nikisha. Thank you, Pastor Dale. God bless you all. Know this. You are all loved and appreciated. God bless you all. Be back on the call tomorrow. Love you. Mwah.